Welcome to Lesson 22 of EFT Tapping with A Course in Miracles. You can watch Lesson 1 for an overview description of what this is and how it works. So let's explore Lesson 22, What I See is a Form of Vengeance. And again, this one has a 1-minute practice period, which we'll be able to do as part of the EFT tapping round. So let's go to the side of the hand, repeating after me, even though this lesson says that what I see when I look at the world around me is a form of vengeance. That's a very strong word and a very strong idea. And I choose to accept myself and any reactions, resistance, or thoughts that might come up around this. Even though this lesson says that what I see is a form of vengeance, that it is a savage fantasy, but that escape is possible. And this might sound quite heavy and intense. And I choose to honor myself and any reactions or doubts, fear or resistance this lesson brings up. Even though this lesson uses strong language, it says that what I see is a form of vengeance. And it does not say that only the nasty things I see are a form of vengeance. It sounds like it's saying everything. And that it's my own attack, my own anger being projected onto the world. So this is quite a bold statement. Might even feel like an accusation. And I choose to honor and accept myself, welcome any thoughts or resistance that comes up. And I choose to explore this exercise with as much openness and curiosity as possible. Okay, now through the points, what I see is supposedly a type of vengeance. Apparently, everything I'm seeing is some form of vengeance. That there is a dynamic of attack and self-defense happening. That there's a fundamental illusion going on. And that the goal is to escape from this. And this is quite intense. Welcoming and processing any reactions this brings up in my body. Maybe I'm outright dismissing this idea. Maybe it just seems too absurd. If I'm looking out my window and seeing nice mountains or trees or a sunset, or I'm hanging out with some friends of mine, how on earth am I seeing some type of vengeance? But I just choose to be open as best I can to seeing where this takes me and tuning into my emotional responses, allowing them to be felt and processed. And now we'll do an exercise together. One of the 5 suggested rounds, keeping our eyes open, and as they move slowly from one object to another, it says even one body to another. And so go ahead and do that. You keep tapping on any point you like so that you're not thinking about the points. And I will repeat what we are told to say, so you can just listen to me as your eyes move slowly from one object to another, and then just repeat after me as they're on this object. Or let's see. It's a little unclear to me. I think it's just kind of as your eyes move slowly from one object to another. Yeah, we'll say to ourselves, whether it's holding on one object or keep moving. Here we go. I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. And I acknowledge myself for having done this, noticing any thoughts or reactions, noticing if my mind is trying to connect all sorts of ideas, agreeing or disagreeing, different spiritual teachings, different meanings about illusions and reality. Allowing myself to calm and process all of that. And to just repeat the exercise in an open way. Being open to what this is meant to actually reveal to me. Not getting too caught up in the philosophy. But this is a practice and an experience. And now we're concluding the practice period with asking ourselves, is this the world I really want to see? Okay, take a breath. I was supposed to do that right after the minute, say, is this the world I really want to see? So you can incorporate that. It says 5 times today, so 4 more. Reminder for yourself, I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. is this the world I really want to see at the end of the minute? So yeah, this is one that certainly might bring up some thoughts, feelings, emotions, and I really liked tapping through this one because tapping also helps kind of keep you in your body and keep you in an experience. And sometimes these are the types of ones that our mind can really question and doubt. What do you mean this is vengeance? Or oh yeah, that sounds like non-duality from this other person, and so on. And I'm finding the tapping in this process keeps me grounded in the actual perception and the actual asking of the question. And I'm trying to keep these questions and statements as sincere and open as I can while I do them, finding it helpful. So let me know your thoughts. I look forward to seeing you on lesson 23. Thanks.